So in the last video we had a microphone failure, so I needed to redo the video over. And the video was about last previous channeling, which was the Andromeda channeling. And as I understood that there are human genetics, human type of DNA that lives on another star systems like Andromeda. And humans there, the Andromedians, you would say, are more stronger in their look, more like, wider elbows. The next thing what I noticed is that they have light browned hair. It's like it looks something like not so light, but like the sand on the beach, but a little bit darker, like nearly something like wood. Normally wood looks like, but a little bit browner. And what we channeled there was that they're also associated with the Pleiadians in a human galactic alliance, and they are doing stuff on another galaxy, the Andromeda. And what they're doing there, these type of people, they are working for cyber humans, which what I understood is that there was a human who decided to incarnate as a computer, decided to incarnate as a machine, and it's a human type of a consciousness that is totally built in robots. A whole city is just following orders by this one computer incarnated human, and that everybody that's working there, everybody that is there in this society, it's the cyber human machines. They are humans that have they're following this computer orders, this mechanical computer type of consciousness. And they also have like keyboard abilities, like for example, one human who works there, he decided that he wants to change his arm into robotic arm, full with some kind of lasers, magnifying glasses, some high precision instruments on the arm, and he can fully make his arm, take it off and put in some kind of super machine arm. Or for example, they want to change their eye, and what I saw there is a like bald head, and half of the face is from metal, and he has a red eye. It seemed to me red eye, that he can use it as a magnifying glass and zoom in on really high detailed stuff. Something like, for example, you need to work on these computer boards, and you need a high precision eye. You don't use a magnifying glass, you can use this built-in robotic eye that you have. And some of them, what I understood, is fully changed into robots. And it's like something like in the movie Terminator. I would say it's I would say these movies are not imagined. These movies are just being channeled, because what I understood from their advanced technologies, that they can do also these space travels. But what we channeled there is that this Andromeda human male, he decided to come in on a duty to work for these as services to these we call it high-tech human race. And these high-tech human race are basically following and doing in the sake of good for the alliance. And they are doing like stuff that what I understood, they were doing like protecting another planet, which basically looked like, but smaller, like Mars. Cerberus was looking like Mars. And what I understood, that Andromeda itself is really hostile environment. There's like a war-like situations all the time. But what I understood from these Andromedans, from this one particular male that we channeled, that they were like protecting a planet energetically so that nobody steps on it. Nobody steps on this planet. And what they are doing there is that they are basically creating energetical field, like an energetically positive field, and constantly keeping this field positive, so that the beings with different energy cannot come closer to that particular energy field, and they're like holding this energy field, and they're, when it is, they're shifting, and the Andromeds, particularly in this place where we channeled, they live on a spaceship. They'll live on a planet, like a surface, like we do, but they live on a spaceship. And what I understood from them is that they are the Andromeda male we channeled. We didn't ask name, but he was like constantly on shifts. It's like one ship goes there, keeps the energy field, one comes back, and on constant shifts. Like there's a constant dynamic situation there, and yeah, why do they need to protect this? What I understood is that if these other beings there, which what I understood were nasty beings, if they come there, if they take these resources on the planets, they can make some kind of a threat, or how you say, a weapon or something, because the resources on that planet were some kind of a really unique, and that's why they were like not protecting it, but they were like holding this energy field so that nobody comes closer. So they don't do any war-like of situations. And then my father asked to these beings, who is giving you the orders? And they said these high-tech beings. And when they come to like a gathering, like a congress, they see the energy in most of the situations where they are. Like most of the planetary systems, the solar systems that they have, they see these situations, and everybody who is participating in this duty program, they can join this program, and they can fully see what are the purposes. They like everything is really highly transparent, and they can participate in this job based on their own free will. But they had this free will to like do these services for 2 to 3 years, as I understood. So what I understood is that the Andromeda, again in another channeling, is a hostile environment, and they're like a military. There's a military system. So what I understood is that if somebody comes from this Andromeda, that definitely they will be in some kind of military structure where they're fulfilling duties and services constantly, period, and tightly following these experiences. And the energy is brown, and always the brown energy from the Andromeds, particularly where we channel. But you keep in mind that there are billions of beings, and when I understood, when we channeled Pleiadians, they didn't say Pleiadians, they said we are from a star system Pleiades, and that was like, oh, it's like a new name, but I always thought it's Pleiadians. But when you check in Wikipedia, it's okay, it's Pleiades, the star system is Pleiades, it's not Pleiadians, it's Pleiades. And it's like, okay, I know a new name, but then again, it's like already known before, it's like, damn it. But that's okay. So from the Pleiades star system, there is a many planet system, and there are one planet that is really huge, like a sun comparing to us, and there is like 5th, 6th density beings living there that have united and got higher on the vibration, and they're really strongly connected with and I was like thinking, what is the name of that place? Because in Latvian we understood this name really briefly and without any questioning, but in English it will be the simplest words to describe it will be heaven. And heaven is made of bright white light, and they are strongly connected with these brothers and sisters from heaven. And I was like thinking, but but when I asked brothers and sisters from heaven, and I always like thought it's like when you ascend, then you go to heaven. But no, it's also another parallel dimension in which humans have evolved to that level, and human DNA has evolved at that level, and their brothers and sisters, all human beings with human DNA, are connected, and they help each other. It's like a family type. And when I understood that the Pleiadians, and also what they said is that the family, the caring type of energy is built into human DNA, just because humans survive difficulties this way. Humans survive and are and pass on the difficulties this way. And then I was thinking, well, yeah, other aliens, they don't have this like caring and family type of beings. Like, imagine if you are family, and humans are as a family. We tend to have a family like, okay, I have my child, my wife, and this is my family, this is it, and father relatives, this is it. But if you help each other, you help really strongly, you help each other. But if you imagine that all humans are one family and they start helping each other, it's a huge support. It's an incredible huge support. And what I understood from the Pleiadian, the huge planet which ascended or is really strong connected to heaven, is like many years ago. I didn't catch up the numbers, but sometimes I think it's not important to know the numbers. But it's many thousands years ago. They changed their society. They understood that they are all one connected, and they are all one family, and all one living being, the human race as it. And on the one planet that they live, they become of one big family, and they started to, with heart, helping each other. And when they did start doing this, they strongly evolved and started to strongly evolve into higher dimension, higher energies, technologies, environment, economic system, ecological system. It just started expanding so quickly. And this is the next situation which I want to share, is about the money system and money environment. Is what they said, the Pleiadians. They said that our money system that we have built, humans have built, and they never judged that somebody is bad, but they said that, well, basically it's on your society, it's your society, you all are like as one. So what it means that this is what you have built as humans on planet is incredibly inefficient. Wait, I'll just check whether the battery is still on. And it's incredibly inefficient. And why? Because I want to have a drink. Because the money system is really inefficient. And they said as analogy, as an analogy, it's like a story or image you can imagine, that the money system works like this. Imagine the sports where you take the rope and you try to pull opponents that are on the other side. You try to pull them away, they fall down, you win, and the other way around. And eventually one falls in the mud, or one falls down, or one loses. And this is the money system, that everybody's trying to pull it to their direction, pull it. And the society, the rope itself, is not going anywhere. It's just standing still. Maybe it's going one direction, maybe it's going another direction. But if all humans are pulling this rope, this society, on their direction that they choose to, that all their energy and efforts will be finally moved somewhere, will be finally going somewhere, and it can make huge changes. But yeah, okay, this is one thing. And then I thought, they said that money system is inefficient, and I was thinking, well, how do you mean inefficient? And then all of a sudden I just started thinking, and I realized, well, imagine, we have these tax departments that work with money, try to take the taxes. How many people work there? Depending on the country, the size, and the population, a lot, depending on, it's not like a proportion. Then there are banks. How many people work in banks to just put the infrastructure together, to like keep the infrastructure together, to keep the money going, flowing? It's like, well, basically, if you take maybe this is like 5% of the society is holding this system. So 5% of the workforce is just working to keep the money system as such. So, but if you're thinking even further, that there is also like bank terminal, these withdrawal machines, this cash transfer, you know, you pay with a card, you stick your card inside, that there's a huge offices that only support these devices, build these devices, create these devices, manufacture these devices, and support their software and these IT services. There's another huge service on this. But if you keep on thinking it further and further, there is for example, a gas station on one side of the road, and next 100 meters there's another gas station, and there's like 3 employees work there and 3 employees work there, and the other gas station. Again, useless. Again, some kind of workforce working first is used to inefficient way, because you can use the workforce in this gas station and 3 employees, and you can make it efficient, and the other 3 employees can use their energy and work for the sake of society without money. So, and another idea, another thinking, or maybe these are 6 to 7% of the workforce, but if you think it a little bit detailed, I wanted to give this example. I hope it will come back in my memory. Oh yeah, in office there is this, I don't know how you call it, the buchalteria, there's like a special segment in every company that calculates income, outcome, taxes, VAT, salaries. There's like a special, like a place, and it's like takes another like 10 or 15% from the company resources to like budget this, or the employees working there just budget this. So you think about it, and it's like you can get up nearly to like 50%, nearly 70%. You can imagine all the services that are doing completely wrong. The work is not helping society that people work for. It's not helping society. And then you can imagine that, not imagine, but just think that if 70 or 50 or maybe 30%, depending on how you calculate it and how deeply you think into this, his job is put uselessly to keep the system. And as the John, or how you call it, I don't know, said that it's basically like a ship that's slowly sinking, and you try to put all the holes, fill all the holes that you can, and it's still it's slowly sinking, and you use so much effort to keep the ship up in the water to prevent it from sinking, and you use so much effort. So what I said is the money system is not useful. It's not useful, but the money system that we have built is inefficient. Everybody's pulling it in their own direction. So, what else? Oh yeah, so you imagine, maybe, okay, let's take like a 30%, and if you can work your job 30% less, if you have your work time 30% less, that's like nearly 2 days a week off. 2 days a week off. So basically, you have three days work, 4 days relax. 4 days relax. Imagine, and in those 2 days that are left, you can build something, go and do something for the sake of society, for example. But the thing is that we work to serve ourselves, to help us to pay the taxes, eat, and everything. So again, it's an efficient system. But if all the society works in one direction, that okay, we need renewable energy, for example, for the sake of heating, and you can use this renewable energy, solar panels, the dams, whatever. I believe technology is 100% out there, and all society comes together. Okay, all engineers that want to work in this field raise their hands. We need to build solar planets, for example, for all Germany, for all Europe. Let's start building them, or build a huge solar panel system in the desert, incredibly huge, to give everybody this energy. And to serve this service, there is something as a maintenance for the solar panels. You just need to come there, clean them, fix them, change them if they're necessary. There is some service or maintenance for the wiring systems. There is some service maintenance for other systems, but you do it 30% less than every other job. 30%, even more. I believe it's like 70% less. What John said, I don't know, just whatever. He said that barely on this system you need to work 3 hours a week, or sometimes 3 hours a day, to keep the system functioning. No money. Everything is changed and accessible for you, and but it's a completely different system. So, and what we understood from that channeling is that you cannot change a system instantly. You need to change it a bit by bit, and it can only happen when all the humans go through a difficult situation, when the whole society and humans realize that we cannot live like we live right now here. We have to change all this. We have to change it, and we have all humans must come together. And this is when the family on the planet, that we realize that we all are humans. We need to come together, and we need to change this. And it's not something like a politician somewhere. Okay, vote for me, I will change this. It's something that person who is this politician is a part of society, is a part of with understanding this love and feeling, family thing, caring. That he will not take. Basically, I think that politicians do not make any any decisions. They're just like actors. But what I want to say is that all society must come together to make these changes. It's like something that, and you as humans who are listening, or humans that are there, you just need to start talking about this. You need to come together, because once everybody sees that humanity and the society is coming together, all will come together, all slowly will come together, because people are afraid of many things. Even all things like channeling in Latvia, it's like something like oh man, you're crazy, or something like this. But I don't give a, you know the word. I'm like a person who doesn't care what others think. I'm doing this. I don't care what others think, because I'm completely convinced what I'm doing. I don't have any doubts in my, and I always keep the honest that I experienced this, I had this, I understood this is what made me logical, this is what made me illogical. I always share this. It's like I'm going through changes and experience myself. I talked so much that I lost my voice, and that's what people need. And I'm very sorry because you don't see me, because it's 1 at midnight, it's snowing, not like in summer. Yeah, so this is what I want to share about the money system also, and let's see how much time we have in the camera. Okay, we still have battery. So what we channeled about the how we can change the society is John said that well, imagine you create like he said, like something that I have created, like a website. And wait, it's like something like a community. We create something like a community that informational field is really highly accessible. And this community, for example, grows tomatoes. And when this community grows tomatoes, use some kind of a old bankrupt plant. For example, you need 10 people to like maintain this, 2 or 3 people to deliver these goods. And to join this service, you can grow tomatoes for like 1,000 people. But you need like, well, approximately 11 people. So it's basically every day 11 people must be there every day. For example, from 8 to like 5 p.m. or you can take shifts, for example. Look, 11 people a day, and they can serve for 1,000 people. So like 1,000 divided by 11, it's approximately 100. So you need 100 different shifts. So you go to work every 100 of the day, every 100 a day. This is only for tomatoes. Now, but if you're looking globally, there's like we need to like electricity, you know, the car and everything. There is another organization, another society that works this field and grows pickles, for example. Or you can go with the same place, and you can build machines and robots that help you to make it all fully automated. You work less, and if you start building these small communities, these really small communities that work in local places, or and you join this place. For example, you join this community, you can receive free tomatoes like every week. You receive like 10 kilograms every week, and you can eat them, use them as you wish. And you go to work every 1 of 100 of a day. And you have we have screens, computers. We can just have the instructions and the manuals what we need to do. It's like everything is built fully understood that you dump proof, for example. And for example, the same with pickles. So you go 2 times every 100 of a day to work, and then you need potatoes. So you go 3 times every 100 of a day. So it's like every 33 days you go to work. You have tomatoes, pickles, and tomatoes and potatoes and pickles, for example. And now you need electricity. So you go another 1 day to work. So you like every 25th of the day you go to work. So if you keep on dividing how many things you need in your life: food, heat, a place to live. Okay, let's build a place to live. Basically 5 people can build a house in 3 months. Well, basically it's some kind of a huge infrastructure. You need a house for yourself. You need to work 3 months if you're building like a small private house for all your life. 3 months for all your life. So how many long we live in? Like nearly 60 years. 3 months, 60. It's like 720 months. 3 months divided to 100. But it's also really less job. It's like 3 against 720. It's like 200. Whatever the number. 240. So you need to go to work every 240th month for 1 month in a row, and you can divide it in a day. So it's like a really less job. And now if you think it this way, and also medicine, there's somebody that works in medicine, and this, you can learn, you can everything do. If you keep it like this, that there is really actually nothing that you need to do. Everything is fully automated and well, not perfect, but more and more efficient, and you can decide and imagine all the things you need, and use the same mechanism, and you will still count it that, like, even if you go to work once time a week compared to the place where you are working right now. And also advertisement. We work really strong for advertisement, and advertising is basically meant for earning more, and earning more again supports the money system. So basically huge people are working just on advertisements. But if you're not struggling to earn money, you're just working your job in society, and you see that there is new possibilities to work somewhere else in the society, join another like group of people, then you realize it's actually really simple. It's really simple and effective way. And then you think, like, there is a new things that, okay, ecology, trees are being chopped down. We need to plant the desert full with trees. We need to do it. We need to start doing this right now. We need to water the desert. And there's like thousands of new job possibilities. And it's like, man, I want to live in desert. I want to go there. I want to do something there. It's like, and everything is fully given to you. Everything is fully accessible to you. You can go and do that. And the whole society can work for the beneficial of the society itself. So this is the idea. I will stop speaking, man. I lost my voice. I'm speaking too much lately. So thank you for listening. And if you have any ideas and if you want to go this direction, I'm fully open to start thinking in this direction, because if you need to just start. You need to just start from one small steps at a time. One small steps at a time. And when the society gets bigger, it expands really, really bigger. So yeah. So thank you for